Welcome back to the Sporting Times radio show, live and local every Saturday from 8:30 o'clock right here on 101.5 ESPN Radio. Operation Domination, North Hardin Track. In studio, Coach John Russell. Good morning, buddy. How you doing? Good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You're looking pretty clean shaven.
Yeah, a little bit the other day. Still ugly.
Yeah, it's amazing. When I don't see somebody for a while, and some people will come in without facial hair, and that's even more staggering.
Oh, yeah.
When somebody, they basically get rid of it. You go, wow. Well, congratulations on a good year, a great year. I mean, we were talking about being under the radar kind of thing, and you had a lot of slots that you had to fill this year.
Yeah, we just didn't have the same type of depth that we had the year before. Just to kind of expand on that, last year, Raven Graves' time would have finished fourth in the 100, but we had two studs that went 1-2 in the 100 last year. So,
yeah.
You kind of lose that. And so, but, we did extremely well. Some young girls stepped up, and we were there.
Yeah, and that's all. It's all part of developing
Right.
and working with the younger runners, and then when you find a diamond in the rough like Kiana, what can you say? It's just a phenomenal performance.
Oh yeah, she was outrageous, and Riley Wyndham, she really stepped up. Coach Johnson did a great job. He I used to try to recruit her when her sister ran for me, but she stopped, didn't want to have no part to do with it, and then Webb and Johnson saw her and said, "Oh, that's it. We got to get you out here." And they started working on her 8th grade year, and here she is.
Wow.
So
That's, I love those stories. I mean, because really good coaches and teachers and administrators, they see potential in kids that sometimes the kids don't see.
Oh, yeah.
And it's our job to at least approach them and say, hey, we think, you could do this. And I mean, how many kids have never considered doing anything and then end up being extremely successful?
Yes.
Well, Chanel, for instance, I mean, she finishes 21st in the nation.
That was a bad day.
Yeah.
That was a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, but, when you approached her, what was her response when you said, hey, we want you to throw?
Actually, I think she came to us.
Did she really?
That her Webb might have got to her in class.
Yeah.
But
wow.
One day I hear, hey, she's going to come out and she wants to throw. And I was like, all right. Next thing you know, she's high jumping too. And I'm like, wow. So those two events are, throwing shot and high jumping, her junior and senior year, those events go on at the same time. So when we were at Louisville, the throws event is down the street about a quarter of a mile. So they would actually put her in a golf cart, run her down the street. She would throw, then run her back down the street so she can jump.
Man.
So, in her last year, she finished third in the high jump and ended up winning the shot. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that actually cost her a state record because she was 6 inches away from it on her first throw.
Wow.
And she had to throw first.
Which is
usually,
tough.
usually
Right.
your best thrower goes last.
Right.
And she threw first in the first flight, so that way she can go ahead and get her throws in and go.
Yeah, get out to our next event. Wow.
So, and like I said, they stood there with a little golf cart waiting for her, and
that's funny.
That was it. They went.
The Chanel Express. That's weird when they have events at different venues and stuff. That's why I always like the big college invitationals because they had the facilities.
Right.
Even the indoor invitationals were impressive.
UK's facility is unreal.
Is it?
It is fantastic. I love that. I mean, their whole facility was beautiful. Tent City actually sits right outside their throws venue.
Okay.
So like the disc and everything. I mean, it's like 300, 400 feet away from the actual ring. So, you can actually sit at that side and see them throw.
Wow.
So, all our whole team's right there, and we took 4 tents and we occupied the back corner and just kind of monopolized out there. Not that the coaches go over there much. I mean, we're running all over the place,
right.
But, so their whole facility is it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I used to look forward to those events because it's like, especially if you had you aspired to run at the next level, it was like I can do this. I could possibly do this.
The beautiful thing about their facility, I mean, now their coaches were there, of course.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is the way they have it set up. They actually have bleachers that go around the turn. So, like, you're coming to the finish line, and there's bleachers that kind of bend around the turn. So they're facing down that home stretch to see everybody finish. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you go to the big NCAA events, and it's packed on the hot corner. It's just it's like, and the energy when they come off a 3, coming into 4, the energy is just crazy.
They've spent their money wise up there at UK.
Yeah, they don't get enough credit. That's a whole other discussion for the ancillary sports and the job Mitch has done, and it's amazing how slowly but surely all the sports have kind of ramped it up a little bit.
Their baseball team got beat by Louisville.
Yeah.
They were on a roll. Yeah. So
it's always got to be a Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
it's got to be. So talk about your seniors this year.
Seniors, I had 3.
Okay.
Only 3.
Yeah, that's why you got that smile on your face.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We had Raven Graves. We had Jasmine Wilson, and then we had it's Crystal Minion. I think I said her last name wrong, but Mylan, I think it is. But Crystal, she came out and pole vaulted for us, and she did not have a good day at region. I mean, she was vaulting really well there towards the end, and it's one of those sports where first time doing an individual, a little pressure's a little different.
Yeah.
So because she played soccer forever, and she came over and she took to the pole vault pretty well. And started doing well towards the end. Antonio Jackson did a great job getting them all the pole vaulters ready, and she climbed up and started doing really well towards the very end. And then so she had that bad day, but we also had like I said, Jasmine Wilson, and she triple jumped and ran on a relay, and then Raven, she long jumped and ran on relays.
Okay,
so. And I think those 2 really were a deciding factor for the relays because, we weren't supposed to score at all.
Wow.
And in one relay, we scored 7th from lane 1, and then we scored 7th in the second heat.
Okay.
So, which, that's tough to do anywhere.
Yeah.
So, but, and those 2 did provide that leadership, and they had really young girls on their teams. Like, we have a 7th grade girl, Jordan Murrah.
She a distance runner?
No, she's a sprinter with
Is
Coach
she
Webb.
really?
She's a sprinter.
Oh no!
So
she a little thing?
She's
it's
got
amazing.
some speed, man.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's why
after years, she'll learn, and she'll be just like this group when she's a junior and senior.
Yeah, physically as she matures and grows.
The maturity level. I mean, she's a 7th grade girl,
right?
So when her maturity level catches up to her physical ability, she's going to be a beast.
Wow.
So, and, so we've got her, and, she was messing up a little bit here and there, but Webb kept saying, no, stay with her.
Yeah.
And he's right. You stay with her. You stick with them. And those 2 seniors helped her and, got her through. And they did a great job.
Well, you think about the investment and how valuable she's going to be. And, I was talking in the open that there's a group of parents now that have gone to the KHSAA and want to get rid of this kids playing up thing because they said it's hurting middle school sports. There aren't that many kids playing up. If you're exceptional and you have the physicality, the maturity to pull it off, and you can contribute to a varsity team, God bless you.
Well,
why not?
Like in soccer, a 7th grader, 8th grader, they cannot be on the field with anyone older than a sophomore.
Okay.
So, and then in boys soccer, they can't be on there at all.
Because of the physicality.
Yeah.
Right. Keep them
safe. You have that. Well, with track, cross country, we're a non-contact sport. So, the only contact and, the abuse is going on is self-abuse because, you're killing yourself. That's about it.
Unless you're learning the hurdles, and then it's a long road to know it.
Well, I don't know. Coach Webb's a good hurdle coach. So
I know he's a good coach. It's just that I remember, going through that whole process when they were trying to figure out what we could do and what we couldn't do. And everybody looks at the hurdles initially because it's like, wow, that's cool. It's cool until you catch one of them wrong. And then it's not cool anymore. So that's awesome. You got a big junior class moving up, though.
Yes,
so you're
the girl side,
late
the girl
next
side
year.
is heavy juniors.
Yeah.
I've got 5 distance girls alone that are going to be seniors next year.
Wow.
So, which is going to be tough.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hate seeing them go because, this cross season, I've got all 5 of them, and then you turn around and they come right back. They'll get their week off. Hopefully, I've got Katie convinced to do some swimming. She asked me about it, and I'm saying yes, go.
Yeah, that's a great compliment to what
do
we're
the
doing.
sprint. Go swim over there. That's going to help your lung capacity, and so hopefully it'll pay off for her. And then Jillian, she always bowls, so she's get they get like a little mental break, but they're also competing indoor.
Right.
So they're running on the days they're not doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, we had several distance guys swim this year. So
That's awesome.
Tyler Breeds, he came out and was a beast. He was a beast for the boys team.
And you don't know until you try.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's part of what you guys do. It's like, hey, why don't you give it a shot, see what you can do, and man, I tell you, there's no greater confidence than not expecting to be good at something or even be able to do something, and as a kid you can do it. And then somebody says, you know what, you got a lot of potential, you could be really good at this. That's a great day for a kid.
Oh yeah, it is.
That's where it starts.
It really is.
That's where it starts, and you all do about the best job there is to do with that.
We try.
Yeah, I hear these stories about how y'all recruit, and it just kills me. I mean, it's just if people see you coming down the hall,
we're in the hall.
Kids are jumping in their locker. No,
well,
here comes Russell. Oh no, I don't run over a quarter mile ever. Yeah. The distance kids are harder to find.
Actually, Webb has a better job getting them than I do.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a captive body.
No, they're like, oh my goodness, and they usually run from me.
That's usually what they do. And here's the thing: you got to be honest with them, because back in the day they call it the 880 when I was running, but our distance day was 10 miles, and nobody tells you that when you're a sprinter. It's like, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
My favorite line is, "Don't worry, you won't be running with Jillian and Sarah. You won't be running with them yet. Yeah, we'll get you there.
Yeah, no 10-mile day.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah,
don't worry. You don't have to run with them.
You got to work up to it. Yeah, you got to work up to it, because distance is a whole another ball game, man. The mental part of it, breathing, just the physiology of it. I mean, I thought I was getting off easy, being a sprinter, and there's a 10-mile a day, there's a 4-mile day. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, we've started incorporating more speed stuff this summer already. So
good.
They're doing conditioning now, and so I can still talk to them and everything, and be around, but not really do anything.
Right.
So and my son's going to run this year for the middle school team. So I'm on out and I'm running with him.
Nice.
So, so when we get back, we're start doing 10-100s after long distance days. So they're really like, oh my God, I got speeds too. I mean, what in the world? So, but they're actually, I think it's really going to help them.
Yeah.
So,
well, again, congratulations on a great season. A lot of people didn't expect that to turn out. You were so close, and the competition this year was crazy.
I think Webb's record was actually better than ours this year, because they're the way they do the records is if there's 36 teams in the field, you're 35-0.
Okay.
So and our girls were 172-5 this year. So I mean we had one meet where we were third, and a couple others where we were third, and that was it, or second. So I mean, it doesn't happen often, but.
Yeah.
And our biggest thing, that I constantly preach to the girls, we're competing with that team behind the wall over there.
Yeah.
Because, you can hear Coach Webb and them talking and doing their whole speech and stuff, and then they'll get pumped up, and you can hear them go, yeah! And the girls are like, and I'm like, that's right. That's who you're competing against right over there.
Yeah, so, it's exactly what he said.
Yes.
Exactly what Coach Webb said.
We go out, and they constantly, the girls are looking at the boys' score and the girls' score. Can we beat them? And we're constantly trying to beat them. So we beat them at region, and then they kicked our can at state. So, I mean, it was good, though. It was good.
Well, and that's part of the fun of the way you guys do it. The kids love it, and you got to have fun.
The coaches have to compete.
Yeah,
I mean, we have to.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the way all of us are.
That's the way you're
wired.
And
it just kind of oozes into the others.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of nice.
Well, you guys are definitely the dynamic duo, no question about it.
I just follow him.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I think you do a pretty dang good job yourself, buddy. Well, it's good seeing you, John.
Thanks.
John Russell, coach at North Hardin girls and cross country. Should be a great cross country season. We'll have our eyes on you. You're hoping. All right, we'll take a short break. We'll be back. Sporting Times Radio Show on 101.5.